and you can be free from anxiety and panic attacks. I've got to be completely honest with you. When you've had anxiety for 15 plus years, it gets incredibly freaking exhausting. You're constantly in fight or flight. Like, it doesn't matter how much meditation you do or how much rest that you have or how much you just sit on the sofa and watch telly, you are still in fight or flight. Your body cannot relax. Therefore, you get a lot of physical symptoms, you get a lot of illnesses, and your immune system is just shot because you're always in this fight or flight. You're always exhausted. And sometimes you might have weeks where it feels better, where you genuinely feel like you're getting somewhere, you're progressing, like anxiety dies down and you maybe feel like things are progressing, and then bam, it literally comes back. You might do one thing out of your comfort zone that just triggered you, and that is it. We're back to square one, back to having anxiety even when you wake up. So much so that you now actually believe this is part of your personality. This is just who you are. You're more sensitive, and this is part of your personality. You're maybe more emotional than everyone else. That's what you're telling yourself. And actually, you've decided in your brain that this is how you're always going to be. And you're never going to be normal. And actually, you're never going to get to have the real freedom that everyone else has. And that's what you believe to be true now. But what about if it's not who you are? What about if it is actually something that you've learned? Okay, maybe 15, 10, 20 years ago, but actually it was something that was created. And if it's been created 15, 20, 10 years ago, then can it actually be reprogrammed? Can it be uncreated? Can it be removed? In this video, I am literally going to tell you how possible it is for you and how to do it. So we're going to go through everything, okay, in this video. And I'm so excited because I love talking about this. Why do I love talking about it? Because I had anxiety and panic attacks for 15 years. And I also thought that it was never going to go anywhere. And this was just who I was, how I was always going to be. And you can be free from anxiety and panic attacks. So in this video, I'm going to run through why anxiety keeps coming back and where it stems from. I'm going to explain what's actually going on in your subconscious mind that is running the anxiety, and how we no longer have to cope or manage, and we can actually reprogram this for good. And this video will literally help you to see anxiety in a completely different way. So let's get into it. The subconscious mind. Let's talk about how that works. The subconscious mind literally runs 95% of our emotions, behaviors, and thoughts. It's essentially the hard drive in your brain running in the background to make your brain more efficient. Now, most of the subconscious mind is created, so the patterns, the behaviors, the emotions, the way the hard drive runs in the background is mostly created from the ages of 0 to 7. And in that subconscious brain, we have belief systems. We create them from the ages of 0 to 7, but we also create them as we grow older too, based on the situations that we find ourselves, the experiences that we find ourselves in, and the people around us. We take in that reality and then we create the beliefs based on this. Beliefs about safety, identity, control, relationships, everything that you're surrounded with, you create a belief system based on that. So the experiences that we have and the people that we see around us acting and behaving, we take that on. The subconscious's main job, its main job in the human body is to keep you in survival. So it's to keep you safe, essentially, right? It's to keep you surviving. We need that hard drive running in the back to be aware of danger and to keep us living, to keep us in safety and to keep us surviving. That's how it runs, okay? We have the subconscious mind and we have the belief system in the subconscious mind, which creates the thoughts in our brain, okay? So the thoughts that we're experiencing day to day. The thoughts then create the emotion, and then the emotion creates the behavior. So if in the subconscious mind, you have a belief that the supermarket is unsafe, and we can go into many reasons as to why you think the supermarket is unsafe, but let's just stick with this for a second. The subconscious believes supermarket is unsafe, right? So then as soon as you step in to that supermarket, the thoughts are saying, this isn't safe, oh, I feel a little bit funny, or maybe we need to leave, or do you think this is okay? What if this happens? What if that happens? Then in comes the anxiety from that, the feeling of this is dangerous, this isn't safe, this isn't okay. Therefore, you may also get a physical reaction of panic, or we might get the heart racing a little bit. The adrenaline starts to pump because at the top, the belief is the supermarket isn't safe. Now, there might be many different reasons as to why you believe the supermarket isn't safe. It could be that the supermarket is just the surface level and actually the belief is around fear of judgment. You're in the supermarket with lots of people. Judgment is scary. There's so many reasons as to what can be further than that, okay? But let's stick with the main supermarket at the moment, just to give you that example and make it really clear. Now, this is a program that was created at one point in your life. This could be created when you first stepped in a supermarket. This could be based on a situation that you had in the supermarket. Or like I said, it could be based on fear of judgment. Maybe in your younger years, you were scared of people looking at you. And obviously in a supermarket, there's lots of people. Hence, you might feel the same panic or experience the same anxiety when you're in busy places. The point is, at some point, you would have learned that this situation is dangerous and the subconscious is running on that pattern. But this is why, okay? So if you have done things like breathing technique, CBT, exposure therapy, where you go into a situation and the fear and anxiety is still there and you try and breathe through it, That helps you with the physical symptom in the moment, okay? It helps you with calming yourself down, breathing, relaxing the physical body. But what it doesn't do is actually help the program that's running in the subconscious mind. So what we actually need to do is get to the top programming. We need to reprogram the subconscious, because if we keep doing the sort of coping and the managing things, yes, it will help in the moment, but the pattern is still running in the background. So that is the subconscious. But next, I want to introduce you to the RAS filter. RAS filter, reticular activating system, is a filter that's on the bottom of the brain. At any moment, right now, in this second, you are taking in millions and millions of bits of information. Sound, smell, sight, visual images, everything. Your brain is taking that in. Now, there is thousands and thousands of bits of information as it goes in at once. So there has to be how would we put it, like a filtering system to get the most important stuff through to the brain. If it took in all of the information at once, the brain would literally combust and it wouldn't be able to work. It's very much like a computer system, the brain is. So it's really important that it filters through the information and takes what's important to you. Now, the RAS filter actually takes in information and filters it based on your belief system. Your brain believes these belief systems to be facts. If you believe that anxiety is part of your personality, if you believe that you are never going to be free from anxiety, your RAS filter will be scanning in information and bringing it in based on that belief. You will see every reason, every bit of information to show you the fact that you are never going to get better. So then you don't actually see any progress. So then if you go to CBT or you go to a therapist or you go towards and do something that's actually about progressing and actually reprogram your anxiety, if you have that belief system in place, you will see all of the reasons as to why you shouldn't do it. Or as to why it's not working. Oh, this is never going to work for me because, see, I've got a bit of anxiety. It's not working. Oh, actually, now I've experienced this, it's too much hard work. I'm not going to be able to do it. You will see information. Your reality will become what you believe. Okay. So when my beliefs started to shift and I actually started to realize that I can be free from anxiety, that scientifically it is possible for me to reprogram my brain and for me to reprogram the patterns that had happened for 15 years, guess what? I started to see progress. I started to see the possibility that it can happen, and everything started to change. My RAS filter started to see all the possibilities and the opportunities, and that's how you can actually really reprogram your brain based on neuroscience. There's no doubt in my mind that you can do that. And that's exactly why I created the Shift Society, a membership that literally teaches you everything that you need to know to actually shift this, to actually reprogram your anxiety at a subconscious level. So I actually wanted to create a membership where I can teach you all of this, that helps you to reprogram the brain, and you can go and action that yourself. It's not another place where you're going to get breathing techniques or you're going to get any coping or managing. You are actually going to learn how to reprogram your subconscious. Every month, we are going to be focusing on a different topic, learning about the subconscious mind, focusing on how to reprogram that. The most common topics that I see with my one-to-one clients, so things like building trust with yourself, building confidence. So there's no more self-doubt, there's actually confidence, building that in the subconscious brain. And the biggest, most common belief systems that we change in the subconscious brain, things like something bad is going to happen. Something normally fear of judgment, fear of emotion, fear of anxiety. These things are built in the subconscious brain that most of the time people with anxiety and panic attacks have. We're actually going to learn how to reprogram this. I'll actually be sharing NLP techniques, real live NLP techniques that you can actually take with you in daily life. There's going to be lots of visualizations. There's going to be audio tracks that you can actually listen to in real time. And this is how we actually reprogram the subconscious. You're going to get live support in the community aspect as well. This is one thing that I really wanted to do, is build a community of all of us who have experienced anxiety. We understand, we do not judge, we listen. And this community is going to be epic, because not only are you going to be surrounded by people who understand you, who get you, but you will also be motivated to progress, motivated to actually reprogram, surrounded by people who are all on the same journey. This is where the real transformation starts. This is where you're going to learn everything that you need to know to actually see real progress, to actually see that it is possible for you to be free from anxiety and panic attacks. I have lived this. I have lived with 15 years of anxiety, so I know exactly how it feels to be where you are right now. But I also know how incredibly possible it is to remove yourself from where you are right now. For you to be calm, confident, free. These are all things that are completely possible for you. And if you're ready to take the next step, the Shift Society has now launched. You can grab a space on the membership. We start on the 1st of November, but you can actually grab a space now. If you are interested in actually progressing, actually reprogramming your anxiety, no more coping, no more managing, we're going to put the link down below in the description box so you can click on the link, go and check it all out. You can read all of the information that's included in the Shift Society, but it is £97 a month. £97 a month. It's literally a no-brainer. And also, if you have any questions, put them below this YouTube video. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you in the Shift Society. Please ask me any questions over on Instagram or below this video, and I will see you in the next video, guys.